graduating class. There are 58 members. We have earned an A rating the last career that they're in, the last 5 years actually, and recognized as a national America's Best High School the last 5 years. After all the grades are finalized, this class is going to have 12 members that will have a 4.0 or higher and will be recognized on the Academic Hall of Fame, Wall of Fame in the back of our school. This class, just this class, has provided 6,400 plus hours of community service over the last 4 years. That's amazing, isn't it? That is amazing. 8 of our graduates will go on to military service after graduation. 36 graduates, yes, I agree. 36 graduates plan to attend the 10 colleges that are listed in your program. 12 of those are going to Ball State. At the beginning of the school year, these seniors completed goals for themselves in areas of academics, citizenship, leadership, and a personal goal. And along with that, they created mottos for themselves. That was just my favorite. That's always my passion. I like to see what they come up with. Over the past few weeks, I've really enjoyed reading those and going through to see how many of the young men and women have accomplished their goals and what they had hoped to achieve this year. Some of them didn't quite reach all their goals. Some of them overachieved. But the one thing that you can't tell from something like that is the individual personal stories that each one of them had this year. They were filled with a lot of challenges, but those challenges, even though they tested them, these people have all made it to today, so we're very proud of them. And seniors, as you graduate today and leave APA, it will serve you well to remember 3 things that we try to remind you of every single week, even though you got tired of it. Dream big every day. Do your best, even with minor details, and everything you do helps create your future. And we do truly wish you Godspeed. Now, will you all please rise for the presentation of the colors by the APA JROTC Color Guard in the singing of our national anthem by vocal point.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
And now, please join us in a moment of silence. I'm now pleased to introduce Jill Barker. Commandant Barker has completed 10 years at APA. She's been a teacher, coach, administrator, and for the last 4 years, serving as our Commandant and CEO. Jill has been a charter school advocate for 19 years and demonstrates dedication to innovative educational practices and school choice. She continues to grow professionally and personally and has completed her MBA and EBD from Indiana State University. She's a member of Daughters of the American Revolution, Good Citizens Committee Chair, and the Anderson chapter of Rotary International. Please welcome to the podium Commandant Jill Barker.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome back our alumni and welcome all of our families and our new graduates. Thank you all for being here today and sharing in this special day. I would first like to congratulate our families on all of the hard work and sacrifice that has gotten you to this day. One of the most important lessons that I can impart on our graduates is to always be grateful for those who have held you up during your most challenging times. The people who believe in you, who push you, who make you your best self, should never be taken for granted or forgotten. Your families have been there with you for your academic journey, and they will be there for you as you begin your new journey into the great unknown. Let's give a round of applause for your families, graduates. To our graduates, while every senior class is unique, your class has been one of the most memorable for me. Both memorable. I can sum it up with the word presence. Some may say loudness, some may have said mischievousness, but I'm going to go with the word presence. Your presence is one that is always known. Your class has always had personality and the innate ability to bring smiles to the toughest faces around you, even mine when I'm in the middle of doing data. Your laughter and joy is infectious, and I will miss hearing you on your way to lunch. Note the data part where doing numbers and AJ and crew are having an interesting trip on down. It made me feel connected. I appreciate it, guys. No matter what I was doing, I could take a moment to pause and smile just because of your presence. I look back to the first day of school, and I saw a repeat of it today, when several of you gathered to enter school together. It sent a message of unity and family. I knew we were going to have an extraordinary year watching you grow during your last leg of this academic journey. That statement of unity speaks to the power of your presence. It was something to be seen, and it was something so small. We've had the joy of seeing your journey progress from the founding students of our elementary school, which 29 of you are from our 4th and 5th grade so many years ago when we started our elementary school. Oh, never gets easier any year. You have remained steadfast, curious, strong-willed, some would say stubborn, and those people would be right. But more than anything, you are a joyous group of characters who will significantly impact our world as you've already significantly impacted mine. I'll miss the laughter and mischievousness, and I have no doubt that you will take your playful love of life with you wherever you go, bringing new smiles and changes to everyone you meet. While some people may look at the success of such amazing people as expected because you make it look easy, too often the journey and what and who got you to where you are today gets overlooked. I know the journey has been long and tough, and it's just getting started, but you all are equipped with everything you need to be successful, no matter where life takes you. And you will always have a place to call home at APA when you need reminded of this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for the memories and allowing me to be in the presence of your greatness. I wish you nothing but joy and happiness as you continue to your next steps. Thank you. I also have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker this evening. Our keynote speaker this evening is Mrs. Brielle. She graduated from right here at Anderson University with a degree in secondary language arts education, and she spent her student teaching semester here at APA in the fall of 2012. She had a really, really good student teaching experience. I'm biased. Since beginning her career as an APA judge, she has taught English 9 honors, English 10 honors, English 10 photography, and student publications. Through the past 3 years, she has increased her English 10 ISEP school passing rate by 11%. Now that is an incredible fact, and we are blessed to have her. She is the head of the English department. She's a National Honor Society sponsor. She manages our public relations for the district, so all that fun Facebook you see, and tries to photograph most events around campus. She currently resides in Alexandria with her husband Adam, their new baby girl Cora, and their 2 dogs, Commandant and Tennyson. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Brielle.
Have you taken your mental snapshot?
Yes.
Look around. I'll do it too.
Yes.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Before I start, I want to publicly thank a few people. Commandant Barker, she's the Dr. Frankenstein to my monster. Director White, for always believing in me and forcing me to do this speech. My husband Adam and our daughter Persephone, we call her Cora. You two are my foundation, my home. Thank you for loving me so well. Lastly, to my 56 seniors, because from day one, they've changed my life in more ways than I can count. I will be forever grateful to each and every single one of you. All right, I'm not gonna cry. Mama, a word I've heard often over the years, a word that quite literally changed my life this past year. I have been Mama Roo to this unruly lot for 5 years now, and I don't take this title lightly. To have the opportunity to mother these kids has been one of the biggest responsibilities of my life, and probably the hardest. In Kahita, which is an African tribe, a proverb says, regardless of a child's biological parent, its upbringing belongs to the community. Basically, it's a precursor to the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And it does. I'm the result of a group of people raising me. I was born into a single mother household, and I'm the product of my community. So parents, thank you for accepting me into your village. Some reluctantly, some with open arms, and some who probably won't let me leave when this is all said and done. Over the years, I've mothered and helped raise hundreds of students, but none have had the impact that this class has had. None have nurtured me as much as I have them. And while I've seen some of their lowest lows and highest highs, in turn, they have seen mine. We've been through deaths of family members and parents, relationship struggles, parental struggles, athletic highs and lows. But we've been through good times, but we've also been through good times. Athletic wins, personal wins, and the kids got to experience the birth of my beautiful baby after years of infertility and loss. And I guess that's what it truly means to be in a village. As a teacher, you think you're helping raise the kids, but more realistically, they're helping raise you, because you are in fact still being raised. Now to my 56. This is when I get real Mama Roo on you. Are you ready?
No.
No? Me either. Okay, the phrase Mama Said can be found in the song High Hopes by Panic at the Disco. This song, along with our background song all night, Hey Look Ma, I Made It, have been so influential to me over the past few weeks. In my mind, they quite literally describe this time in your life. Hey look Mom, you all made it. And I know each one of your mamas have high, high hopes for you, including me. Matter of fact, I felt so called to these two songs, I asked Mr. Long to have the choir sing High Hopes, and then I asked Mr. Golden to play the instrumental of Hey Look Ma, I Made It for the ceremony today. To me, a lover of metaphor and hidden message, the words in both songs represent you in this school year, and I'll claim myself as Mama, if you will. They say, Panic at the Disco, that is, Mama said, be something great, go make a legacy. Have you thought about what your legacy will be? Of course you have. We all have. It's going to be something wonderful, like being valedictorian of your senior class. Surely not getting in trouble on the last day of school over a rigor pop. But is a legacy something you can necessarily control? I think the most you can do is live a life you're proud of, a life that is authentic and vulnerable, and a life that other people want to be a part of. Because when you're being great, you're living a life that others want to emulate, and that there creates your legacy. Mama said, burn your biographies, light up your wildest dreams. Hopefully, you remember biographies are written by other people, and Brendan Urie, the lead singer of Panic at the Disco, says to quite literally burn them. I've always said this line, I always smile at this line in the song because it's so high school. But I preach this line often to kids and adults alike. Don't let what other people say about you determine how you move forward. Your future depends on your dream-making abilities. But you know what? People always want you to just make dreams, but they're not constructive about it. Don't forget that your dreams are yours alone, and they're allowed to change and evolve over time. And also, when you achieve your dreams, you have got to figure out how to make new ones. Just like the phoenix, life can come from death, and your wildest dreams can come alive with the death of who you thought you were and what you thought you wanted. Mama said, don't give up. It's a little complicated. Life is the most complicated thing that we do as human beings. It's easy to want to give up. That's how people become lazy or complacent in their own life. But I hope I have taught you to be better than that. Okay, I hope in my class, or just over the years, I've taught you to be passionate about your life and seek out opportunity. By doing that, it's the easiest way to build a life that you love. Besides all of this motherly advice, if you haven't truly listened to the song before now, and I assume that there are people that have not, Brendan Urie sings that he had to have high hopes for a living by shooting for the stars when he couldn't make a killing. He didn't have a dime, but he always had a vision, and he didn't know how, but he always had that feeling. He was going to be that one in a million. He always had high hopes. I'll circle back to my beginning and say that while I'm Mama in the song, I'll admit the heart of the song and most of the message is in the chorus. In those words, the narrator speaks about believing in himself. So, my 56, take this advice. You must always have to, 1, shoot for the stars. 2, always have vision. 3, always have that feeling you will be the one in a million. And 4, always have high hopes. Over the past few weeks, I've spent time asking the seniors to think of things that I would say to them. And I got quite the response. Thanks, 7th period. Of course, I got the booze and the bye, and is it really that deep? But I also got the, you've got to meet me halfway. I'll go to war for you. And the best yet, where's Lansing? I love you, but. I'm sure there are over a million other what would Rue say sayings, but my point is, if you can't take what I say, or what anyone says for that matter, and use it constructively to make yourself better, then we have failed you. But you know what? I think each and every single one of you, my 56, are that one in a million kid. All of you. And I have extremely high hopes for all of you. So, as I end my ramble, and hopefully only a few of you are crying, because I haven't. I only have one piece of advice, and I borrowed it from our friend Hamish Abernathy. Stay alive. May the odds be ever in your favor. And I know they say it's all been done, but I know they haven't seen the best of you. You've got one more run, and it's going to be a sight to see. Be good, be safe, be smart. Good luck, my 56. I love you, period.
Devin Beach is the Salutatorian for the class of 2019 and will be presenting the Salutatorian address. He graduates with a GPA of 4.403, which qualifies him for the Academic Wall of Fame. Devin plans to attend Purdue Polytechnic of Anderson and study computer and information technology. And in his spare time, Devin likes to work on cars and computers, to write computer programs, and designing and building things. Wow. I'm amazed. I will remember Devin as a hard worker and one of the most focused and dedicated people that I know. He works 3 jobs that usually requires 50 to 60 hours a week, yet sometimes he always does, somehow he maintains excellent grades and other interests as well. I believe his personal motto is appropriate: get it done and do it right. I'm honored to present this year's Salutatorian, Cadet Devin Beach.
Thank you, Director White. And you did get my GPA wrong, but it's okay. It's actually a 4.559. This is going to be terrible, sorry. My fellow graduates, congratulations, we made it. I feel like just yesterday it was the first day of our freshman year. We were walking into APA with our freshly ironed, brand new white button-up t-shirts. If you were like me, you were freaking out on the inside, not knowing what high school was about to throw at us. Well, today is finally the last day of our high school careers. And now we all know what a long and rough journey high school is. Over the last 4 years, we've learned and lived a lot at APA, thanks to our teachers. Major Dorman, he knew how to make us smile, even when we struggled in our first years of JRTC. Mr. Stanley drilled quadratic equations into our heads. Gosh. Mr. Brunnemer showed us how the country works and how to navigate. I miss him. He was cool. And then the double-deckers. They held us to incredibly high standards and made sure we knew our history and language. Cold. Miss Rue, she even taught us how to survive in a post-apocalyptic hellscape, the Hunger Games. Shoot. All of this knowledge will no doubt be valued as we go forward with our lives to college, and some of you aren't going to college, but your career. But I think the most important lesson that we've learned over our time at APA has been discipline. Over the next few minutes, I would like to talk about what we've learned, the people we have to thank, and the people we need to especially remember. I mentioned that the most important lesson we learned while at APA has been discipline. It is the foundation of our school, thanks to the JRTC program. Obviously, participating in JRTC isn't the easiest thing in the world. For real. If you think about it, the program asks young teenagers, people who only have a few years prior, and they were playing at recess and crying over skinned knees, to act like soldiers, an integrated, well-functioning group capable of defending a nation. There are 1,000 degrees of difference between these 2 points. It is incredibly difficult to get from one to another without experiencing a fair bit of distress. As seniors, we can now look back upon our time spent marching in lines, calling cadence, and we don't see it as an exercise in futility, but a lesson in doing a task methodically and well. We can look back upon the projects we have done in JRTC and understand that they have served us as a master class in organizational skills, perhaps the single most important 21st century survival technique. JRTC has also given all of us an appreciation of physical activity and military bearing. In fact, it's probably made these things an automatic response for many of us. I know that in my own life, I find myself saying, yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, all the time. It's a simple detail in interacting with others, but one that goes a very long way. I don't know about you, but when I called my boss ma'am, she gave me quite a big smile. And she always seems to give me the benefit of the doubt. but APA has instilled the importance of discipline in us through other means than JRTC. For example, when I think back on German classes, Dalton, Aaron, Matthew, I don't know if Matthew's here, you all know, I could see that Captain Johnson was one of the most disciplined teachers I ever had. Captain Johnson pushed us to the limit. We had tons of assignments, and they all had rigorous grading criteria. Surviving in her class took a lot of careful study and planning, but in the end, her methodology made sure that we knew our German like the back of our hands. She taught us a lot, and sometimes we even had a little bit of fun, like basketball. While Captain Johnson provided us with a wonderful role model for our very strict discipline, Lieutenant Carr has served as a role model for the entire APA community for how to temper discipline with fun and compassion. Lieutenant Carr is the type of guy that can help you out. He cares for what's going on in your life. He has always been there to be a friend you can talk to and a person you can trust. Lieutenant Carr, you're the most innovative teacher I know. You seriously make learning the most fun it could be, and I know the entire senior class appreciates it. Lieutenant Carr, I know you're here today, so would you please stand? Thank you guys. You made me skip a line. Next, I'd like to take a moment on behalf of myself and my fellow graduates to thank the people that have brought us here. First, I know that my classmates would all like the opportunity to thank their families and loved ones for all the support that they have given us throughout our school years. So I invite all friends and family to stand, please. Yes, it's beautiful. Thank you. Please, give everyone a... Personally, I would like to thank a few people. First, I'd like to thank my mother. Mom, you've always been there for me, and you keep me in school. Make sure that I'm up and ready to go, even when I'm begging you for me to stay home. Please, seriously. You make sure that I keep my grades at all A's, or else. You ensure that I have food on my plate and clothes to wear, but you never spoil me. And I thank you for that. You taught me to appreciate what I work for and cherish it as I grow. I would like to thank my dad. Dad, you put up with a lot of my stupidity. Every time I brought home a piece of junk car to fix up, let me park it in your grass. Or in your way. Some days I would leave tools all over the floor of the garage, and you'd be cussing and swearing as you stumbled over my mess. But you always gave me another chance. Even though I would mess it up again, you never stopped helping me with my hobby of fixing junk cars. Lastly, I'd like to thank my girlfriend, Kayla Marie Lorenzo. You've been there for me when I need someone most. When I'm sick, you deal with my terrible pain tolerance and my annoying whining. When I'm in pain, you care for me. You care for me and make sure I'm taking care of myself. You're always asking me to make sure I'm eating healthy, which of course we both know that just ain't gonna happen. I appreciate that you always keep me down to earth and grounded when my head is in the clouds, dreaming of bigger and better. Seriously, thank you guys. Y'all mean the world to me. Finally, I'd like to take a moment and offer a special remembrance to Director White. After 41 years as an educator and 18 as an administrator, Director White is retiring this year. We are his final graduating class, and hopefully one of his favorites. I know that Director White has been one of my favorite principals. In fact, I made up a nickname for him in my sophomore year. D. Whitey. I can't say I've ever dared to call him that to his face. But using it in my head has always made approaching him a little easier, even though he isn't an intimidating man. In fact, our director is one of the most caring men I know. He truly cares for us with his whole heart, and it really shows. Director White, D. Whitey, you've always pushed me to do my best, but even when I fall short, you still give me a high five and tell me good job. I would like to personally thank you, Director. You have made sure to keep all of the students in line, but you're never harsh about it. You are the only person in the world that can give somebody a Saturday school with a smile. Thanks to the lessons that Director White and APA have given us, we graduate today from high school, having been given the foundation for which to build our adult lives. Somehow, over these past 4 years at APA, we've grown up. Most of us have experienced first loves, most of us have experienced heartbreaks, many of us have lost friends, and some of us have lost parents, grandparents, and deeply loved ones. Not many of us have had an entirely easy time over these past 4 years. And it's not very likely that many of us will go on to live charmed lives of free stress. But the discipline that APA has instilled in us has given us a great foundation to see us through the struggles that we may encounter in the future. As a final thought going forward, I'd like to leave you with a quote from Winston Churchill. He's pretty cool. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I know that the class of 2019 has the courage to continue through any obstacle that we face. Thank you all, and a special thanks to Captain Rosbach for helping me write this speech. Couldn't have done it without you.
D. Whitey? I never knew that. That's better than most of my nicknames in college. This medal is the Salutatorian medal, and I'd like to present that to Devin for his work this year and his speech today. Let's give him a round of applause. And now the valedictorian for the class of 2019, Preston McNeal. He will be delivering his address, and along with that, we know that he's going to have a GPA that definitely puts him up on that academic wall of fame. He's probably going to have to correct me. 4.527? 4.586 last week. He'll be attending DePaul, majoring in kinesiology and minoring in business, and will be in the Army JROTC program as well there. Preston definitely reached a lofty goal that he had for himself this year by being captain of all 3 varsity sports that he participated in. Video games, landscaping, and hanging out with his friends are hobbies that Preston really likes when he's not working at Robert Luce. He's working there after school and on the weekends. I just couldn't believe some of that, but I trust it.
It's true.
Preston's driven by doing a good job, and he's precise in the things that he does, and it pays off. But he also likes to have a good time at whatever he does. The motto that he's chosen for himself is control your future. I'm honored to introduce Preston McNeal as the valedictorian for the class of 2019.
Thank you, Director White. Before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the teachers, administrators, friends, and family that have made it possible for the class of 2019 to graduate today. Whether my classmates realize it or not, all these people have contributed to our high school success. Most of our parents pushed us to excel and put as much effort as possible into our schoolwork. They modeled a good work ethic for us. Siblings and friends were there to support us and cheer us up when we fell short of expectations, either those of our parents, teachers, or even our own. They reminded us that we are capable of greatness and gave us the motivation to continue putting in that hard work, either through encouraging words or more commonly through rivalries. I know that without the support of my mother, Darcy, my father, Mark, and my two sisters, Jenna and Vanessa, yes, I've included you, I would definitely not be standing before my class and the extended APA family to give this valedictorian address. I know without the support of amazing teachers like Lieutenant Rue, Lieutenant Carr, and Captain Lynch, I might not have graduated at all. And of course, without my boys, to make high school interesting, I might not have wanted to even go to school in the first place. It is for this inspiration and encouragement that I thank not only my own family and friends, but also those of all the graduates who will walk across this stage today. Having thanked the community supporting our soon-to-be graduates, I find that I must deliver the rest of this address, and that's a daunting task. Have you ever watched inspirational graduation speeches on YouTube? There's a million of them out there. I tried to watch a few to get some ideas for what to say today. But when I clicked on the links, I was met with a screen all too familiar to APA students. You know the one, I prison, H1. Thank you so much, Mr. Dixon. So when that angle failed, I decided to go to my boys and ask them what I should say in my speech. Lance had told me that I should tell everyone to stay out of jail. Kyle told me I should tell you what a fine Jesus is. AJ said I should tell you to do what you love. And Isaac, well, he dared me to get up here and moon it. I have to say, I honestly thought about that suggestion for a while. In some ways, it seemed like the less embarrassing option. But then I remembered Lance's advice: stay out of jail. Besides, I don't think Commandant would have been too pleased by the next Herald Bulletin headline: Anderson Prep Valedictorian arrested for indecent exposure. What a terrible end to a high school career. Then I realized, when I was a freshman, I would have never thought that I would have the maturity to recognize that Eisen perhaps had given me a terrible idea. When I look back on the 4 years we've spent together at APA, I realized that we've all grown up and matured so much. On one hand, it does seem like we were freshmen only yesterday. We had the first football game and suffered through the first class. We endured the gossip and survived the awkwardness of dances and military balls. We've also had a lot of fun as a class. We put on a show during field day freshman year and dominated the seniors in ultimate frisbee. Sophomore year during ISTEP, we would all say, "Bless you," after Seth Webb sneezed for like the entire text. Captain Hayden was not happy with us. We survived the stress of junior year and the anti-school vibe that went through our heads. We did get a few laughs out of Director White's necking speech, though. This last year, we've had a ton of memorable moments: winning homecoming, beating Liberty Christian in basketball, senior skip day, and riding roller coasters in the rain at Kings Island. We've had a lot of fun as a class. Even though we've had plenty of great times, we've all had our struggles. But you know what? I think we can recognize that while some of these struggles seemed impossible to us as freshmen, most of us have developed the maturity to cope with them now that we're seniors. Somewhere along the way, most of us realized that if we were miserable, we really only had ourselves to blame. If we thought an event was lame, it was us to volunteer for the next one to make it better. If we noticed that we had gone through the first girlfriend, the second girlfriend, and the third girlfriend, that it was probably us as the problem, not them. I think that most of us realize that we're responsible for our own happiness in this world, and that it is ultimately our responsibility to take charge for that. By our junior year, a lot of us started taking our classes more seriously and working on who we were as people more conscientiously. And I think that many of us saw success follow. Instead of wondering where our classes were and if our teachers were going to like us enough to pass us, we started walking into classrooms confidently and taking pride in our work. We went from bench warmers to starters on our athletic teams. Well, unless you were Lance and Omi, of course. Starters from day one, those talented show-offs. Not one of us can say that high school has been a walk in the park. Each one of us has endured countless hours spent working on Captain Rosbach's or Lieutenant Stanley's homework. And to be honest, we've all probably spent more hours procrastinating that homework. Shout out to Fortnite, Netflix, and trips to Rickers. We've had plenty of referrals. Yes, Colonel Smith, I'm looking at you. And we've all had our fair share of disappointments and upsets. But at this stage in the game, I know we can all look back upon these times and realize we've all learned from them and become better people. Even if you don't think you've become a better person, you at least know you're resilient. Just think about it, guys. We made it through the double-deckers, the 2018 heat wave, our new JROTC instructors, and Ebola. If nothing else, we are survivors. Now it's up to us to take our survival skills and newly acquired maturity to the next level. After we walk across this stage, we are all heading in different directions. Many of us will be going to college and continuing our lives as students, but still others of us will be seeking employment or joining the armed forces. Whatever path we individually choose, we all begin making decisions that will play a huge role in our future. It's important that now, the days when we're at the beginning of our adult lives, to best know what our dreams are and to make meaningful goals to ensure that we'll be able to achieve our dreams. These last 4 years of high school have taught us that everything we choose to do is a step toward our future and will become a part of who we are. We can choose to be happy. We can choose to grow and learn from our experiences. So when choosing our future path, why not choose a path that will bring you a sense of purpose, fulfillment, pride, and most importantly, joy? We don't have to have it all figured out today, and our dreams can change. In fact, I remember watching Spider-Man for the first time and being convinced that all I wanted to do was swing through skyscrapers and fight bad guys. I remember leaping up from the couch and telling my mom I wanted to be Spider-Man. She looked at me and said, "Preston, grow up. You graduate in a week." Clearly, I've got a lot of thinking to do before I decide on an attainable dream for my future. But this decision is not one that I or my classmates take lightly, nor is it something we fear. Our time at APA has enabled us to create a clear vision of our future, and it has given us the excitement and drive to realize our visions. However we choose to define ourselves, we've all been given the confidence to follow our passions and make decisions that are entirely on our own. Graduates, you are all destined for greatness, and each and every one of you has the potential to change the world. All you have to do is decide how you want to do it. APA has given you a great foundation to do so, and what you choose to build on it is now entirely up to you. You just have to decide what you want to see ahead of you. I know that ahead of us stands life in all of its beauty. Ahead of us stands the people we are to meet and the places we will go. Ahead of us stands those we may love and the families we may create. Ahead of us stands the dreams we are to realize. Ahead of us stands challenges to go through boldly and without regret. Ahead of us stands life. So class of 2019, let's live it. Thank you.
Since I didn't bring the step ladder, I'm just going to present this to Preston. And he can figure out if he can get that over his head. I know I probably can't. I will say one thing. I don't remember that speech. But Mrs. Director White is here tonight, and I do have a talent there that I'm not going to talk about tonight. About the necking, I'm not going to bring that up. Let's hear it for Preston. Now it's time to do what we came here to do. Okay? To assist in the presentation of diplomas, school counselors Captain Emily Berticelli and Captain Jackie Hatzel will now come forward to assist us in the presentation of diplomas.
Hi, my name is Olivia Alderman. I'm graduating with a summa cum laude, which is like 4.0 plus GPA. I'm graduating with the honors diploma. I'm from National Honor Society. I've accumulated 15 college credits. And my next after graduation are to attend the Anderson. Bye!
I'm graduating my cum laude. I've been a part of the collective and local appointment
Keynote. I'm graduating soon with honors diploma. I have earned a total of 27 college credits, and my plans after graduation are to attend Brielle Polytechnic of Anderson and pursue a degree in computer and information technology.
Hi, my name is Logan Bush. I'm graduating magna cum laude. I am a member of jazz band, concert band, and top step. My plans after graduation are to attend Ball State for music production and online studio.
Hi, my name is Colin Richard Cage. I've earned 4 college credits, and my plans after graduation are going to Ball State University.
My name is Michael Lee Campbell. I'm sophomore. I've earned 3 college credits, and my plans after graduation are to get a master's in psychology.
Hi, my name is Cruz. I am a member of jazz band, and my plans after graduation are going into the military.
Hi, my name is Isabel Collins. I'm a member of the collective and cheer. My plans after graduation are to go to IUPUI to study environmental sciences.
Hi, my name is Adrian Fernandez. I'm a member of track, football. My plans after graduation are to go to the Air Force. My plans after graduation are to enter the workforce.
Hi, my name is Brian Derek Pasa. I am graduating magna cum laude. I am a member of NHS. I have earned 6 college credits. My plans after graduation are to attend AU and pursue a degree in mechanical engineering.
Hi, my name is Dalton Fosheim. I'm graduating summa cum laude with an honors diploma. I'm a member of NHS Jazz Band top staff. I'm graduating with 12 college credits, and my plans after graduation are to attend Ball State University.
Hi, my name is Stella Garcia. I'm graduating magna cum laude. I am a member of softball, and my plans after graduation is to attend Ivy Tech.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Garrett. I am graduating with the honors diploma. I have been part of the APA Jazz for 4 years. After graduation, I'm going to IU Bloomington and St. Capt.
Hi there, my name is Caleb Garrett. I'm a member of Game Club. I have earned 9 college credits, and my plans after high school are attending IU and signing on to Air National Guard.
Hi, my name is Alexis Callagutton, and my plans after graduation are to go to Ball State and major in elementary education.
Hi, my name is Madison Cheyenne Hicks. I'm graduating summa cum laude with my honors diploma. I've earned 12 college credits, and I'm a member of NHS. After high school, I am attending Ball State University for nursing, and I plan to become a labor and delivery nurse.
My name is Oscar Wilson. After graduation, I plan to join the United States Air Force.
my grading in pre-fiscal 15. Yeah.
And I've earned 6 college credits, and my plans after graduation are to work full-time, possibly in research.
My name is Juan Paul Lopez. After graduation, my plans are to start my career. I'm Noah Marshall, and after graduation, I plan on going to career firefighter.
Hi, my name is Celeste. I'm graduating summa cum laude. I am a member of the National Honor Society and Greek top staff. I've earned 6 college credits. After graduation, I plan to attend ISU and major in graphic design.
Baseball team, and council, plans after high school to go to their teams.
My name is Preston McNeal, class of 2019 Valedictorian. I graduated summa cum laude with academic honors diploma. I'm a member of football, basketball, baseball, NHS, and student council. I've earned 24 college credits throughout my career. My plans after graduation are attending DePaul University to major in kinesiology with a minor in business.
After graduation, my plans are going to the Air Force.
My name is Lisa Griswold. Graduating summa cum laude. I have 8 college credits. I'm from band, softball. I manage football and basketball, and I'm secretary at the National Honor Society. And my plans after graduation is to attend Ball State for 15.
I'm Justin Taylor, Brielle Pine. Graduated summa cum laude with honors. I'm a member of NHS and both choirs. My plans after graduation are to go to the U.S. Army and come back and pursue a degree in accounting.
My name is Rosette Cole, and my plans after graduation are to study graphic design at Tech.
My name is Andrew Capt. I'm graduating with magna cum laude honors diploma, and I've earned 15 college credits. My plans after high school are to go into the Air Force Reserves.
I'm a member of soccer, and my plans after graduation is to join the Air Force.
I am graduating magna cum laude. I've earned 12 college credits. My plans after high school are to attend IUPUI and pursue a degree in medical imaging technology.
Hi, my name is Jade Reynolds. I'm graduating with Capt diploma. I am a member of the SET team, and I was manager of the football team. I've earned 18 college credits. My plans after graduation are to attend Indiana University to to serving your distinction.
Hi, my name is Capt. I'm a member of the football team, the soccer team, the basketball team, and also the baseball team. My plans for after graduation is I'm attending IMP Tech and I'm going to
Mama, this was for you!
My plans after graduation is to join the workforce.
My plans after high school are to attend Ball State and study fashion science.
My name is Leah Sawyer. To attend Indiana State University and major in communications.
I'm David Shaver. My plans after graduation are to study automotive technology and Ivy Tech.
Hi, my name is Dylan Jacob Schuyler. I'm a member of both Jazz Band, Concert Band, and Working Club. And my plans after graduation are to finish my book, work on becoming an automation technician, and the newest one is getting out my father.
Love you, Dad!
My name, and I plan on attending IUPUI and going into SID.
Hi, my name is Aaron Shipman. I'm graduating summa cum laude with an honors diploma. I'm a member of the jazz bands, audio visual, and bowling. I've earned 12 college credits. My plans after graduation are to attend Ball State with a mathematics major.
My name is Brielle. I've earned 12 college credits over my high school career, and my plans after graduation are to attend Ball State and major in communications and minor in political science.
My name is David Stelter. I'm graduating with academic honors. I'm a member of NHS and I have 6 college credits. Plans after graduation would be to attend Ivy Tech to study university.
Hi, my name is Michael J. Taylor. I am graduating summa cum laude. I am graduating with honors diploma. I am a member of NHS, cross country and track team, link crew, gun council, and I was for robotics for a year. I earned 9 college credits. My plans for graduation is to go to Hanover College to run track with an undecided major.
Hi, my name is Sarah Elizabeth Parker. I'm graduating magna cum laude. My plans after graduation is to take a bachelor's degree in finance.
To attend IUPUI and study biomedical engineering.
I was a member of NHS, Cadet Council. I was class vice president, and I was a member of the collective for 4 years and vocal point for 2. My plans after graduation are to attend Ball State University to study environmental sciences and natural resources.
think we would all agree this is a pretty fine group. As the graduates prepare for the turning of the tassels and the final salute, I would ask everyone to remain seated until the graduates and the faculty have exited. They will form a line in the foyer to receive everyone outside the auditorium when we're finished. Preston McNeal, class president, is stepping forward to lead his class in the traditional turning of the tassels. Go ahead and stand, class. Graduates, you may now turn your tassels. Taylor, please come to the front and lead the cadets in their final salute to the Academy. And as Michael comes forward, he's going to receive the Director Point for Excellence. He has served as the commander for the entire year this year.
That's 2019! Tonight, about peace, present, arms. Order, arms. About peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the graduates of the APA class of 2019.